Good evening, everybody, and welcome for another evening. Rise Up Market Watch. There it is. Okay, I was a little too soon. Good evening, everybody. It is the night of September 15th. I'm here once again with Doug, aka Trendrift, aka Von, aka Bathroom Man, aka
Fresh.
Make fresh. Yeah, fresh. Yeah. You are actually fresh. Notice this is true. Doug, it's great to be here again with you every single Monday night, but especially, it's great to have folks on to interview, but it is nice when it is just the two of us too. And it's just time to just limber up and get ready for a lot of charting for the next hour and a half or so.
Love the charts. We love the charts.
How you doing, dude?
I'm good. A little bit busy day at work, but coming off a pretty chill weekend, I'm ready to go. I'm locked in.
Solid, dude. Love that. I am good. It was every single one of my days is busy. I will, because for those of you who don't know, and we'll wait for people to come through before we get into macroeconomics and doing some charting. Those of you who don't know, I have two jobs, right? I have the Rise Up Morning Show, and everything I do is a, member of this media company. And then I also have my job being a solution consultant. A consultant for supply chains. I'm not a solution consultant. I'm an account executive and consultant. I will work from 7 a.m. until, if it's Monday night here, about 9:15, 9:30. That's my Monday and typically my Wednesday. And my light days, I'm done at about 5, unless something crazy happens in the financial world economically or geopolitically, in which case, time to make more content. So my days are always busy, but they're always really good and fulfilling because I like to be here chatting with y'all, talking about markets. Wonder how many Godzilla charts you can find. Oh, Jessica, there's always a Godzilla chart out there. And if you want one, well, you can always go look in Avalanche. But, for those of you who don't know, we had a silly chart competition not too long ago. The winner charted Avalanche with the previous all-time high peak being Godzilla blasting its fiery breath down into the city of Tokyo, which were future pumps that were being blasted by salty bag holders who had bought the previous top and were dumping on people trying to run AVAX back up. It's not AVAX specific, but it certainly does work.
Is that where the Godzilla thing came from? Because this morning, Evan mentioned it after you jumped off. And I'm like, I get it. I didn't put two and two together, but now it makes sense.
Dude. That's it, man. I'll send you the chart again because it is beautiful. And that person won $100 too. So we'll do another one.
I love the chart art. I love it. I love the chart art.
It's so much fun. I saw Miltos's comment over on TikTok. It goes, the Dolphins. There were a lot of dolphin charts, everybody. But there was a little bit of news that I found interesting today that had to do with base. We'll talk about this more in depth in the morning. But base was kind of hinting, sort of being like, hey, we're gonna release a token. Maybe, we got to think about it, but token, we're gonna do a token. We think maybe we're gonna do a token. So
this is news to me.
Yeah. So Base has capitulated to their shareholders over at Coinbase and has decided to do max extraction upon their community. And I'm not thrilled. I mean, I'm certainly going to qualify for an airdrop because Base has been the most used chain for me personally. Just because I use Coinbase. Base is right there. And I was big in Aerodrome. I still really love Aerodrome. Big in MORPHO. I love that too. We have friends who are builders in the Base community, all that kind of stuff. And now I'm just like, Base, maybe you can go fuck off.
We're coming close to the end here, I feel like. At least,
right?
It's just kind of the flags are going off. The let's call them orange flags for the moment. See Alex in the chat here. Oh God, I'm so bearish.
Yeah, isn't it kind? I'm new to your account. Happy to see you live. Oh, Stevie, thanks, man. I'm glad to see you here, dude. For those of you who don't know, the point of Market Watch on Mondays is to do a whole bunch of charting. So we'll get into that in just a moment. The last thing that Base mentioned as well was that, and this is cool, was that they will be building a bridge between Base and Solana. So the Solana and Base ecosystems will essentially start to become one, which is really cool because we've been talking about for years and years and years this whole dream of interoperability where there are no chains, there's just like one blockchain experience kind of across everything. That was the dream of Polkadot. They're not going to be the ones to realize it, but that was the dream of Polkadot. But yeah, Doug. So that's the last thing. So
yeah, I have thoughts, but I don't know the history of Base enough where it was like, were they ever saying like, hey, we're never going to have a token because this is our strategy and this is how it makes sense. But then it's like, we're going to have a token. Because everyone does.
You know, I don't know if they ever said we're never going to do a token, but they definitely made it a part of their marketing, kind of brand presence of, we're here to, this is my issue with it. If you're here to onboard the masses, why release a tool that is proven to time and again and again and again and again and again to burn retail and to burn the masses? Because people buy tops. The most amount of people who come into financial markets buy tops. The volume is the highest. And if you're trying to really onboard the masses as opposed to just make a bunch of money, you wouldn't release a token because you're going to burn a bunch of the masses. And most people who get burned in financial markets never come back to it. So it's just like, Base, I know you're held by a publicly run company that has shareholders that are like need to squeeze every single little bit of revenue out of everybody, but like, don't tell me that it's good for the world, because that's the other thing Jesse said. Jesse was like,
did he?
Yeah, he was like, hey, in part of our mission of doing things that are good for the world, not word for word, but that was it, we're releasing a token. And I was just like, that's how you framed it? Releasing a Base token to maximize your own profits and to burn the masses and retail, making them actually probably take a longer amount of time to actually get on chain is good for the world? What are you doing?
By the way, fun fact, there's a good portion of my friends who have not come back from the first bull run still. Like got crushed so bad, like early on, which have not.
If I poke my eyes out, will I never have seen Jesse say that?
Now I want to go watch, but I really don't.
You should go watch and then put an angry tweet out. But anyway, that's enough for the news. We have rate cuts on Wednesday, and we also have the triple witching day on Friday, which for those of you who don't know, that is the day where 3 different derivative markets all close at the same time. It happens once a quarter. Trading volume can 2 to 3x on that day, which is going to be Friday, and volatility increases 30 to 50%. This is not, I repeat, this is not, and please, for the love of all that is holy, take this as financial advice. This is not the week to be using a lot of leverage. This is not the week. Please don't do it. You're setting yourself up to be in a very dangerous position. But Doug, is there anything else on your radar screen for this week from a macroeconomic standpoint?
I'm going to have the same theme through this entire show today. You just hinted at it, is that this is a good week to do nothing. Even the rest of the month, honestly, to just chill and watch. There's so many things that are happening, and September being September historically is not a great month in general. And I'm looking at a transitional period to tell us, hey, what's going to happen the rest of the year. So new positions to me have no interest for the most part, and especially this week, without a doubt, based on what you just said.
Yeah. Well, what do you think then? What do you think generally? Do you think we have a continued pump into rate cuts on Wednesday? It's going to happen at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. Or do we dump sooner? Do rate cuts come out and all of a sudden markets pump? Because markets tend to do the opposite of what the herd thinks, and most people think there's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. What do you think is going to happen? How do you think it's going to play out?
So I had the same kind of thesis overall, which has been that I thought we would have been pumping into, the rate cut. However, the from a crypto standpoint, the sell-off that happened, earlier today or last night was pretty painful. So if anything, maybe some relief leading into Wednesday, but I can't see anything significant and giving kind of bullish sentiment. Even as of right now, it looks very, very weak, crypto overall. Stocks, on the other hand, different story. Gold, silver, different story. So it's almost like, for me, is like crypto's kind of giving us the leading indicator of like where we're going next. I don't know, but I still am the point of, after FOMC at some point we'll have a sell-off, and it may be next week, it may be the day after, but like I said, the last 2 weeks of September here historically has been horrible. I'm living with that, and just wait until we get into October, and then for me, that's when I'm gonna feel for, hey, how much more time do we have left? Let's assume certain duration of time, 60 to 75 days. Be surprised otherwise, and kind of go from there. But as of right now, that's what I'm rolling with. So I have no intention of trying to catch any longs heading into FOMC, even if things look great. But as of right now, crypto seems it's kind of tired.
Gotcha.
But
yeah, no, I agree. And you kind of hit on the first chart that I wanted to talk about, which is just here at the S&P 500. And Doug, if you can screen, yeah, thank you so much for the folks over at TikTok. The S&P 500 has just been making new highs. And this is the 8-hour chart. Let me actually go to the daily time frame. Daily time frame.
8-hour now. I got you hooked.
You got me so hard with the 8-hour, because after I started looking at the 8-hour, the thing is when Doug says, I don't know, man, I just like this, you'll go, I haven't done it that way forever. And then you sit on it and you start using it and you're like, why is he right? He doesn't even know why he's right.
I cut the day into thirds. That's why. And I didn't know that until right now. That's why before that I didn't know. I just liked it. But
for me, it's just like, if you're going to look at shorter term time frames below the daily, why not look at the 8-hour instead of the 4-hour? Because it's going to be twice as impactful as the 4-hour. Like, it's going to be more important. You know, like, so here we are looking. So we still have our Moxie indicator above the 0 for the stock market, right? So momentum is overall bullish. We are getting a continued bullish move to the upside. We're getting very close to overbought territory though on the RSI. And you can see that our Moxie indicator is, you know, starting to lose momentum, starting to head towards 0, right? So we're starting to see momentum slow down the stock market, but it's making new all-time highs. And I'm frustrated because Bitcoin's chart on the, this is the 8-hour again. God, look at me. Look at me.
God, chat's like, what is a Doug? I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure that myself too every day.
What is a Doug? You know, and then you have Bitcoin here, and it's not making new all-time highs, right? It's been consolidating for, you know, a month and a half. And it's super frustrating because I'm like, Bitcoin, you used to be correlated to stocks, and I've always wanted you to not be correlated to stocks. But now that you're not correlated to stocks, please be correlated to stocks again so that you can just pump with the rest of the frickin' market. And if we look at indicators again here as well, Bitcoin's Moxie is below the 0. Bitcoin's momentum is overall bearish. However, when you zoom in on the 8-hour time frame, that momentum is actually bullish, which is why I'm thinking we still have room for a potential move to the upside, despite this being a double top on the 8-hour time frame. So, you know, some bearish signs, some bullish signs. We'll see what happens. But I'm frustrated with Bitcoin. At the same time, altcoins, though, well, Bitcoin dominance chart has been doing exactly what we want it to do. Just a complete fall to the downside here. Looks great. It looks like altcoins are in a bull market. If we zoom in closely, we can see that, today we didn't hold this line of resistance. Damn. We actually got above it. We're trying to turn into support. That's not great for altcoins right now. That's unfortunate. We wanted to see this white line, the bottom line of this wedge, really hold and see a total reversal here. That's not what you want to see. Another thing that you don't want to see for altcoins is the Moxie indicator down here. While it is overall bearish, it is starting to tick back up to the upside. So momentum is still bearish for altcoins, or excuse me, it is still bearish for Bitcoin dominance, therefore good for altcoins. However, it looks like that momentum is starting to swing the other way. We're not there yet, but it is starting to look that way. But I mean, we have lower lows precipitously here for Bitcoin dominance. It looks like altcoin should be in a bull run. Bitcoin doesn't look that way. Stocks look that way. Gold looks that way. We'll pull that up in a second, Doug. I'll let you do that. But overall, a little frustrated with Bitcoin right now.
And as you look at the chart there, I still could see, you know, just as you pulled up, like a squeeze, maybe a squeeze up to kind of just get some early shorts who did catch the move down earlier this morning, especially for some of the alts. But I don't know. I like almost like why go up still? It's been surprisingly good. I mean, for the last like couple of weeks in general, it's been good. It's been better than I had anticipated heading into September, or September as a whole. So I'm just I'm patient. I'm watching now. That's the best thing I could say. I see some folks in the chat here saying I'm frustrated. I'm like, I understand frustration in general too, especially for someone who's new to here, just the timing of all things, considered. But there's always an entry, which is why I love crypto so much. It's 24/7. Like there's always an entry. And so waiting for the bigger moves in either direction can give you that kind of guidance to where that, when it makes sense to do that. Yeah.
Yep. And here I have the Bitcoin liquidity heat map up. This is on the 1 month time frame. And you can see the reason why Bitcoin is consolidating here is because since it started consolidating, it is sitting between two big paydays. One at $117,000 all the way up to $120,000. The $117,000 move represents basically $600 million right there in liquidations. But a move to the downside also represents a single payday at $113,000 of $264 million. Now, the market makes more money if it moves to the upside than it does immediately to the downside on the 1 month time frame. But if you move this a little bit further back, so to options contracts that expire in 3 months as opposed to 1 month, tells a different story. The financial incentive in the market is still to go lower, all the way down to $106,000. Now, I could still totally see that squeeze up to $120,000, get rid of all of the liquidity that remains right in this area, and then you're pretty much left with nothing to the upside. That would be a big liquidity squeeze up here. You could have that. If it is going to happen, it would have to happen between now and when rate cuts are announced. And then the markets could crash down and grab all this liquidity as well, which would be a really, really, really big fat payday for markets. But we'll see. But that's why Bitcoin is just kind of going sideways a little bit, is because it's between two pretty big paydays and it's trying to make a decision as to what direction it's going to go. And what I'm looking at on the daily time frame is I'm seeing weakness show up on Bitcoin and starting to show up on altcoins. But because this Sunday and today, Monday, have started off largely red, that does set you up for a possible immediate rally. And that could just allow the market to go up quickly, grab that liquidity, rate cuts get announced, then you have the triple witching day on Friday, and then markets with all that extra volatility and volume slam down. That is what I think's gonna happen, but there might be a little bit of hopium because I do want to ride like a little bit more of a pump upwards. So maybe I'm being influenced by hopium, but we'll see.
So that thought process, it's almost like I could, both sides have like the ideal scenario for the short term that's there, right? It's like to have that other additional move to get that move up before down, where someone in my size more like I'm just waiting for it to come. Now it's almost like the lack of participation right now is what kind of gets me, where it's almost, and maybe it's because I've just been in the trenches so much, where I feel like most of the attention is there, at least in my orbit, that no one cares about everything else. And it's really just more your institutional side. By the way, I'm speculating here without actual data to back this up, but it just seems like there's been lack of interest in other markets in general. I'm not talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum and Sol, but like I haven't had anyone show me other random altcoins besides like on a stream looking for charts. Besides that, it just kind of seems like it's kind of dead.
Yeah. And sorry, I want to get to one comment here on TikTok. Boom. Well, hey, Doug, let's also pull up the other side of the markets, which are
all right
metals. Let's pull up gold. Because again, frustrating, because gold and silver are also doing phenomenally. It's just Bitcoin.
Here too. I got this.
Just Bitcoin and crypto.
All right. Let me move us down a little bit here. See the ticker? There we go. All right. Actually, this is DXY. So gold. When did we stream last? Let me see what this is. This is let's see. It was on Monday. No, we're over here. We already broke out. Oh no, we're way over here. Wow. I love this breakout, by the way. This type of like pattern where it's almost like in a cone, like in a bubble. Yeah, it's like a bubble where like the highs keep rolling over. If you get this breakout of this here, this is the easiest long ever. But yeah, this is insane. Like I don't even know what to say. I just like, wow. And I was looking at, I think it's Chart Mathis. I forget the guy's name. It's one of the doom posters on just like, oh, it's coming. Here comes the crash. It's coming. He was comparing this to 2008 on a lower time frame of gold. I had not looked at it yet, but I could see some basic parallels to the shape of the chart on a lower time frame. But right now, I mean, the question asked is like Bitcoin to $100,000 first or gold to $4,000. Like, I don't know. Like this is just, it's a monster.
Yep.
So good job, gold. And then silver.
Oh, before you go ahead, there was a question on TikTok of what is it meant by long?
I don't know what the actual definition of long is, but you have a bullish mindset. It's you're in buy mode. Green buy
is going to go up.
It's green.
Yeah. That's
and the opposite is short, red, and down. So as of right now, long is thinking, hey, I'm going to go up to the top right of the chart, or up and right, long this way. Not red, green. There you go, top right. And this also too, from a macro standpoint, while we're looking at this, one of the first streamers I started following way back was like, don't overcomplicate things. Look at a chart and you zoom out. Is it going to the top right of the screen or is it going to the bottom right of the screen, just generally? And that kind of gives you your macro bias. So gold right now is clearly going to the top right or upright, and that is, it's a macro bullish just structure in general. All right, silver also just out of control. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we see $50 for end of the year. I mean, it's
these charts are also why I think the correction that we get after rate cuts for Bitcoin will be some kind of higher low or double bottom of sorts, because you have gold and silver blasting off, and Bitcoin is supposed to be a store of value that does well when your lack of faith grows in the US dollar and US institutions, which is exactly why gold and silver go up. So it's like this, that narrative is there. Bitcoin should be going up and doing well.
Yep. I agree. It's I had like nothing to say. Like this was something that I actually was watching this in 2023, and I was in a different was working on a project different way back, and I remember like making a call. I was like, oh, I'm going to show you how breakouts can look like down here. Like, no, it's down here, $22, but it's pretty straightforward. And like, I'm almost like questioning myself, like, why do I not just trade commodities? And I realized, like, okay, mostly they're boring in generally in the past, but now it's like, okay, this is exciting because it's moving as fast as
a 3-month chart. So like each one of those candles is getting you over the course of 3 months.
Yeah, that's also a good point. Yeah,
8% move.
Yeah, that's too slow for me.
It's too slow.
All right, let's do oil, because this is something that I haven't looked at in a while.
Oil down and to the right. Look at that.
Yep. Yeah.
And that'll happen for so long as Russia is still in Ukraine.
Yes, it is. So even downtrend, very straightforward. We're actually at support. I like this move down here, this little bounce, and then we're kind of at. I mean, as of right now, I think it's still going to reject. It's going to keep going down until we get proof that we're able to break this downtrend, move up here. Bearish on oil.
Built the dollar.
Yeah, the dollar was peaking at a minute ago, right before we were looking at this. So dollar at a really high level. Oh, wow. Dollar sucks, man.
The dollar does suck right now. I remember I made a video that was like, Bitcoin has made a new all-time high. And a lot of people who comment on Instagram, because we have a lot of international people, are like, there's no all-time high, you idiot. And I was like, oh, wait, you guys are looking at it like the British pound and euro. Yeah, we're not there yet. But it's if you take the continued weakening of the dollar, Bitcoin is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Oh, the dollar.
May, real big breakdown in May after, obviously earlier in the year. A retest here. So these markets too, like I can't say they trade. Like if you trade them, you trade the dollar or the DXY here. Sometimes it was the Dixie. It's just a weird slow grind down here. And so I could see the dollar doing this.
It looks
I don't know. Like just at a glance here.
It is getting rejected pretty aggressively every single time it's coming up to that line.
Super weak. Yeah, this is super weak still because this candle's nasty.
Slam down. Wick.
Yeah, I take that back. Now look at the weekly chart. This is gross. This thing seems like it wants to go down further. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the weekly chart, that's extra clear.
Look at this.
Look at how gross those wicks are.
Yes. Sell the dollar, sell the dollar, sell the dollar.
Sell the dollar, get the euro or the pound. Probably the pound.
I had those. This chart, man. I was on a stream with someone on TikTok who was like a professional forex trader. And I'm like, I never looked at this chart before. I'm like, hey, I want to enter here like $1.10. He's like, yeah, it looks all right. I'm like, and now I just leave this up here. I never trade forex. I don't even have I wouldn't even know how to buy the euro if I wanted to. But this, and I'm gonna hide this.
You can buy it on. You can swap it on DeFi.
See,
you can swap it on Base. It's the EURC. There's also the Great British Pound too. There's stable coins for everything. The markets aren't super liquid, but you should do it. I did that with like a quarter of my stablecoin position. I put it in euros, and it's been great.
I mean, having some exposure there too is great. I mean, I think it's a great move to have some exposure to the euro.
Yeah, and Michael Contreras also asks, "What's Dixie though?" The DXY is a measurement of the dollar, the U.S. dollar, the strength and the value of the dollar. So that is what the DXY is. And it's a good indicator to use historically with Bitcoin, because if the dollar is weakening, the value of Bitcoin's going up. But also if the value of the dollar is weakening, so too is typically people running to gold and silver, and usually bonds, although that hasn't been happening too much because there's a lack of faith in the US financial system. Well, not the financial system so much as just like the United States in international markets. It's weakening a bit. You also saw our credit get downgraded earlier this year, which has already happened 2 other times at 2 other firms. Moody's, what are the other 2?
There's a third one. What's that?
It's the NASDAQ, isn't it? That's the third one. And there's another one.
Yeah. There's 3. I don't know what it is off the top. I have like an actual rating agency. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Yeah, and I will say are you going for the pound or USDC in earning you? Bearded, I don't know what your question was, but it does make me think like you're asking what are earning potentials for using EURC, the stable euro coin, or the stable Great British Pound on DeFi. Your options are way more limited. And you don't get nearly as good returns in my experience. Although maybe there are some DeFi lending solutions out there that offer good yield on EURC, but I'm not finding them. But I haven't looked super hard. So you'll earn more interest with your USDC, but the USDC is falling in value. And typically what I'm seeing right now is the value gained in stable euros and stable Great British Pound is better than what you will be earning in interest.
I haven't pulled this chart up since April. These are April squiggles. Oh, sorry, May. I'm not gonna do a little aggressive here. $1.34 is the level. Now, the euro and the British pound are much better than the dollar. I mean, I don't think that's a surprise right now in general, but this is interesting. Next is pulling back, but it looks good. While we're here, might as well do the yen.
No, the yen's kind of held. Weakness.
Yeah, I think this probably does this now. That I'm just like got a glance,
which is good. Yen fall. I'm going to Japan in November. Fall yen. Make my vacation cheaper. Come on.
Are you gonna? You need to buy some actual. I want a sword from Japan. Like, could you like order that? Holy God!
I don't.
Frank.
I don't need it. Granted, are these real swords from Japan? No. Do I need it? But maybe one day.
Okay. All right. I want a sword.
And I've already spent several $1,000s with the flights and the hotel.
I can imagine.
And the tea ceremony and the samurai class I'm doing and like other stuff. And so I'm just like, I don't need to spend more thousands of dollars than the other additional thousands of dollars I'm absolutely spending on like clothes and food and other shit. So it's going to get expensive.
Last one's on my list here. The Swiss franc. Wow.
Yes. Look at that. Damn. Swiss franc is crushing it.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, pretty much every currency in the West against the dollar is a good choice, except for the Canadian dollar. Fuck that.
Yep. I like Canada.
I really enjoy Toronto. Montreal's a cool city. Always had a good time in Quebec. I did shit on Canada, though, because NVIDIA's stock is now worth more.
I saw that.
NVIDIA is worth more than the country of Canada. Oh man, it's funny.
This This, it's a lot of resistance up here. Canadian dollar. All right, where do we go next? What do you want to do next?
Well, hey, I just got this one question over on TikTok that was like, "Hey, Will, want your opinions on Avalanche?" We can take a look at charts. We'll do a look at charts for a lot of coins that you guys suggest, and fuck it, we'll do the first one now. We'll take a look at Avalanche. I will say my opinion on a lot of altcoins is pretty much going to be the same right now. You're gonna even if we pump tomorrow and Wednesday, you're probably gonna have another buying opportunity later because you're probably selling after rate cuts are announced or after Friday happens, which is the triple witching day, which is just kind of fun to say. I'm gonna see how many times I can just sneak that in.
I drew AVAX this morning because we had that. I'm trying to find my no, there's too much noise on that one.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. That's a lot of noise.
AVAX looks really good right there. What time frame is this? The weekly?
This is a weekly chart. I know off the top of my head, like the most important level for AVAX is $25. Like $25 is kind of just this easy number to remember. That's here, and I love this strength that's showing above here.
Avalanche looks like one of the better coins for any altcoin out there right now.
No doubt. The only problem is this: like this sell-off was so painful from earlier in the year that it's like it's not just gonna. I mean, I would be shocked, but like I couldn't see it just doing this, right?
No,
it needs to maybe.
It's going to come back down.
Come back. You come back to here, it might be all right. Like it's got to chill. So, I would say I'm bullish above $20 as a whole. I would not want to be trading down here. This is a no bueno area down here, but above $20, bullish at like a from a spot standpoint. But as of right now, if I'm going to zoom in, I would say kind of got to wait. This may be a sweet spot here, like a good entry right at $25 if you get it. I'm of the thought of I'm expecting a larger pullback on crypto as a whole post FOMC, and again, I don't know when that is. I don't know if it's like the day after, I don't know if it's the week after.
Wednesday at 2:00 Eastern Standard.
Exactly. I would expect at any given time a 20 or 30% pullback on alts, which actually puts AVAX kind of right here from its highs. So yeah,
probably so that's Avalanche below $27 and dollar cost averaging into it. And if you could get some right at 25 or right below 25, I think would be a real good buy.
I'd agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Don't overcomplicate it now, because at this point, it's like you're feeling you have a little bit of FOMO, like at the moment, because like, oh, it bounced from the lows here from the summer, and it's moving up. Like it's still fine, and it's a solid project, and there's not a rush here to get in. I just don't love the kind of this type of shape, which is why is this doing that? Whoa, I didn't do that. All right,
cool.
Yeah, I don't love the kind of, I don't call it a rising wedge, but I just don't like it. It's
sending wedges almost always break to the downside.
Yeah, so it's a weird shape, and again, it's because of this sell-off. It's just because of how painful this was and how nice AVAX looked last year, and it sucked. This is so just disappointing of this breakdown below $35 initially. So
I just saw Alex's comment over on TikTok. He goes, "Are you telling me I could get Solana 20% down?" I just hear him salivating.
I could see Sol going back a lot further than that, but not this area of interest anymore. But yeah, I think one day you definitely get Sol back down very low.
Very low.
Yeah, I think so. I think Sol. I don't know.
See Sol at like I mean, you could get it at 160.
That's a good level to target if you're like talking here. You get like a higher like that, right? Yeah.
And you make it very low.
160. Because I was waiting for that earlier here. It never happened, which is great. So by the way, this, if you look at compared to AVAX, this looks very similar. So if you look at just that, like this midpoint here, breakdown from earlier in the year, AVAX is like here, Sol is way ahead of it overall. This was super surprising to me, and kudos to Sol. Like I love Sol, and this is great. I mean, so as of right now, Sol's bullish, or has been bullish, but we just got to chill for the moment. Like we're starting to see, it's pretty straightforward. Looks like we're kind of rolling over here, and maybe we get one more move like this. But I don't know.
See, I'm a little bit more bullish. Let me share my screen real quick, because I see some different possibilities here for Solana. This is Solana on the daily time frame, actually not on the 8-hour. Wow. And the first thing I want to direct your attention to is down here at the bottom. This Moxie indicator is super bullish. Momentum is still super bullish and actually getting stronger for Solana. And also, it has had a breakout and is currently holding these top lines of support from this channel. If it's able to hold this, if it's able to hold this, the breakout target for Solana is actually $400.
Oh yeah.
But it desperately needs to hold $230 to $225. If you have a break there, you know, just quickly eyeballing it, you have this range here for Solana, which is down to about $187, pretty almost as far as $160. So about 180 is the number I would say that we would potentially fall to. Now, if we go to the weekly time frame, which is more impactful than the daily chart. Oh wait, I didn't mean to draw the line there. We're getting long signals here. We're still getting a long signal today, despite it being red for Solana. And the Moxie indicator is still above the 0 here. It is bullish on the weekly time frame as well. And last week we had a strong, confident move to the upside here. Solana is one of the few coins out there that still is looking really, really nice at this current point in time as it holds the top line of support here. And if you're wondering why I said the breakout of this channel would bring Solana to about $400, is you have to measure this negative pole here, if you will. And then I'm just going to take that, put it to the upside, and it's about $400, right? It's not perfect. It's a little bit of an art, less of a science, you know, in my personal opinion, but like generally $400, especially with how psychological of a number that's supposed to be. And if we take a look at the 8-hour time frame, this is very, very similar to what we're seeing on a lot of altcoins charts. I mean, like a lot of them. I've looked at about 15 of them throughout the day. The 8-hour is oversold. The 4-hour is oversold. And the daily time frame for some coins is just starting to tip over. You might get a dolphin. It might go to the top side. Some on the daily time frame, like Ethereum, are almost oversold. A lot of charts are really set up to potentially pump over the next 32 hours or so. Excited stoic dolphin. So it's like, you know, it's a tough market to play in right now. Some coins have a bullish setup, some coins don't. Most coins don't.
Which is why, for me, like I mentioned, like I'm not trying to go either way right now. Now, I will say that, you know, from a short standpoint, there's a Bitcoin target I've had for like 3 weeks. That's kind of like a position that's there. But like outside of that, I have no interest in entertaining anything until then. Just because also too, I have a busy week, and I you don't want to be caught in the wrong spot when you're not paying attention on a new trade. So.
Well, hey, Magic Green has been patient over on YouTube. Can you chart CRV and Toshi? Magic? Of course we can, buddy.
All right, let's do that. I haven't this guy in a while here.
I haven't looked at Curve in a long, long time. Doug, we're not seeing your chart.
Oh, that's right. I gotta do the share here. It's important. There we go. There we go.
Oh, there she is.
There you go.
Curve is a coin that I haven't paid attention to at all in the slightest.
It's still like boring to me. I don't know. Like I mean, it was one of the earlier tokens I learned about. First time looking at this chart here. I don't know. That maybe.
Kind of an odd looking chart.
It's a weird. This is. It's almost like inverted. This is a very weird, like floating. I don't really have a good gauge. It's really funky. Like this is not normal. Like how this structure is. I mean, for me in general, like this downtrend here is like pretty straightforward. And if I'm being honest, I would say a nice area to maybe target is something like right here.
It's right about on support.
Yeah, that's a good point. So like this.
It's on right where your mouse was. There's support action there. I mean, there's support. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for drawing that line. Like there's a ton of price action right all.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is just a nasty rejection here from this downtrend. It's
not a good look.
I wouldn't be surprised if you tap into mid 60s, like 65, 66, if we continue to go down here. Or you may see a move back up and then possibly a rejection here and then back down. But that's the move I'd like to see, or a breakout up here. But so at the moment, I'd be interested to look at spot maybe between like 66, 65 cents, or alternatively, if it finds a way to hold here and then break out above 80 cents, I'd buy it up there. What was the other one?
And the other one was it was the first meme coin of the night. It was Toshi. Cute, adorable cat of base.
Toshi's a meme? You know.
Toshi is a meme. Yeah, it's the name of Brian Armstrong's cat.
Oh.
Oh.
The cat. I so. Well, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. So,
I mean, it looks like it's
I don't have a
just
good feel on. It's the reason I don't have a good feel on ETH memes. Like I could go through and get like, it's almost like the pulse of ETH memes and base memes move different than Sol memes in general. So I don't know.
The people are on Solana.
Yeah, I don't. This looks fine. I mean, it's like kind of holding this meme line that's here. It seems there's a lot of selling still. Every time it kind of, you got to get above, let's call here like 7.5, whatever this is, 307. You got to get up there. Like I would really want to be up here soon, like up here above that area, like this green area. Hold on, up here, above a 007 to 008.
Oh, no, I'm bearish on Toshi.
Otherwise, right now it's like I can't exactly until it gets up there. I would say this thing's gonna come this nasty. I could see it's coming all the way down here.
It's totally breaking to the downside.
Like down here, like down to like even down to your 003, like 004, way down here. Just because this has been holding up for so long, it's almost like it wants to come down, and I couldn't even see this bouncing here. Yeah, I would be cautious on this right now. If you lose the 005, I'd be out.
The way I drew my chart, it was funny. As you were drawing yours, I was drawing on mine, so I wasn't seeing what you were doing. And my chart, I'm going to take the screen for a second. My chart here, how I just drew it based on how I draw it, it's already had a bearish break of its wedge. You had, it's not perfect, but it just about is. Bearish break here, try to get above the 200-day exponential moving average, try to get back above, bearishly engulfing candle. We broke this to the bear side again. It's going to slam down. It's going to slam down. That one's clear as day to me. The 200-day exponential moving average could try to save you, but that's a hard no for me. And again, I'm looking at, let's see.
How big is this thing? How big is it?
Hang on a second. Why is my... Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at like right here.
$250 million.
Which for folks in podcast land would be price action at about 0.0004. It's about what I'd be looking at.
Wow, I didn't know that. So Toshi is as big as Popcat. They're literally the same. Popcat's
As
260.
big as Popcat?
Yeah.
Wow.
Popcat's 260 million market cap, and Toshi's they're both $250 million. Two cats, $250 million. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, Alex is requesting. Oh, Alex, why don't you just join the big screen?
Because I'm in my car waiting for a train to go by.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Do you want to tell us how happy you are about base? Is that why you came on?
Do you have a story?
No, it's a relevant question to the show. I'm not trying to derail.
I don't want that. You can get out of here. I don't want relevant questions. I want a story time from Papa.
So I'll work on one for next time. But
okay.
This is for Doug specifically because you've said this a couple times, and I think it would be a really interesting explanation. Can you explain why you sometimes say that you would be a buyer if the price of something goes up instead of just if it comes down? Because I think that that's confusing to listen to if you've never talked about finding good floors versus like seeing a confirmation type of pump instead of just, because it might come across as, yeah, I'd buy it if the price goes up, and that sounds kind of weird. So I'm curious if you can elaborate on that.
It's a great question. I'm sorry for giving that confusion, but I could definitely understand where that comes from.
Yep. Alex, I'm going to bump you down just so we can get more. Actually, oh wait, no, I can expand Doug's.
You're good. Yeah, see,
you're good. I'll see myself out. That's all it was. And love you guys. Miss you guys.
Love you too.
Love you too. So, great question. I am someone who wants confidence of price being accepted at specific levels. So in the scenario of this, I'll use Toshi, and that's not the best chart to use. In the example of like the bull case, well, I'll start here. Where it is, like between kind of these this support level down here and this resistance, I don't care about it. Let's say I'm speaking from someone who does not have a position. I don't, and if I'm looking to get into it, I don't care what it does between here, because it's just between two key levels. Now, we talked the first level, which Will and I both are kind of thinking where we're going to go. It's going to go down here. The first area of interest is down here below 004. I think Will's gone. Goodbye. The other scenario is that if it does become bullish and we see strength and it moves up and it's able to reclaim the level it lost. So up here is where I would say it lost. This is where it had a lot of trouble over here too. And once it's up here, I would be more confident then. It's like, hey, it's almost like, I use the analogy, if you're hiking and you went up and you're almost at the top and you kind of, I don't say you fell off, but you like had to go back to the base camp for.
While my screen was black, everyone couldn't hear you on TikTok. I didn't realize that would happen.
Interesting. All right. So,
sorry.
No, it's good. So, all right, we'll do quick. Two key levels, resistance up here. I'll make this red then. Make this red, resistance down here, blue, call and support for the most part. For me, if I don't have a position in Toshi, which I don't care what it does between here. I just don't. It could range, doesn't matter to me. I care about, well, ideally, I'd want to break down. So I'd want it to come down at the level that Will and I were viewing before down here. Like that's when I'd be kind of interested to look for a long here. Alternatively, if it doesn't do that and it finds a way to find strength and get back up here above a level that it lost it here and also lost it over here before, and prove to me that price can be accepted. When I say price being accepted, meaning that there are clearly buyers up at a higher level, gives me confidence that that price level is going to be accepted. So in the case for this one here, I'd like to see strength, a move up, and then somewhat of a proving to me that's there for a move back up. My analogy, the horrible analogy, is like you're hiking. Let's say you're up here and we're like, we wanted to go higher, but like we ran out of fuel, we ran out of supplies, and we had to come back and then work our way back up. So it's almost like once you get your planning, like I'm stacking my supply and I'm coming back up here and we're back to where we were before, where we sort of fell off like here, where like that's where we stopped. Hey, we're back to where we were before. All right, now let's continue to go up higher. That's how I look at it. I don't know if it's the best explanation or not for the answer to Alex's question, but I kind of look at areas of interest of where it would be a buyer. And there's always two. It's always one lower and one higher. Ideally, I want the one lower. That's the case. But alternatively, I just don't want to be in something where I don't know the trajectory of it right now, which is where it is currently. But I would leaning more towards the downside.
Mm-hmm. And that's Toshi.
That's Toshi.
Someone was asking for GRT a few times over on TikTok. So let's take a look at the graph.
When you first heard about it, was it marketed to you as like the Google of blockchains?
No, it was marketed to me as an AI database.
Interesting.
And by marketed, I mean like I think somebody was like, "Hey, what's GRT?" And I went on their website and I was like, "Oh, wait, they're actually like a database that aggregates data and preps it so that it's ready for use in analytical use cases." And it was like the first AI coin. And someone who used to work in the AI space, I was like, "That's actually useful." And then I was like, "I wonder how AI coins are going to transpire and grow from here in the crypto space." And then they just became way worse.
Okay, so it's so because I know like just folks have been around that time to like know what you were being sold on whatever streamer, whoever you were listening to at the time, right? But real quick, I want to call out this. To me, a lot of these alts look the same. I'm gonna pull up AVAX. You're just looking at AVAX, and we're looking. So GRT's on top, AVAX on the bottom. So GRT, that kind of key level that broke here, is the same as AVAX. I'm gonna put it here for the most part. So AVAX has been able to recover above. So AVAX is up here on the graph chart, on the graph, the graph? No, the graph AI? Graph? GRT, it's called GRT. I thought it was called GRT. It's that GRT.
Yeah.
So much stronger. Now this looks okay, if I'm being honest. Like it's not like it's horrible. Like ideally you'd want this to make a move up here, but it's gonna have significant resistance here as well. And it probably would get rejected and like this, but I don't know, it kind of sucks. And I don't know graphs tokenomics. Like I think that's a whole thing in itself, but not I don't know. I don't love all these tokens anymore. I used to love them, but it seems like they're just getting so forced down because anytime they make a move up, it's almost like they're just selling. And don't let me discount, by the way, if it's a project you like, because I don't know anything about tokenomics. I clearly don't know anything about the project because I thought I was like a Google. but it's at support. I mean, if it was going to bounce, maybe get one more move like this, and then some funky crypto move, or this goes here and goes up. This would be the area of interest I would have to buy, but I want to see strength. Like I really would want to wait for this to pop out above a penny or above 10 cents. Like get above 10 cents and then we'll talk. Otherwise, it seems like it's just kind of chilling down here.
Yeah, for me, it's just I would never look to trade a coin that is so out of mind share. It's like the graph was an older AI coin, and yeah, it can have its pops and it can have its days and its moments, sure, just like every coin. But it's not a coin that a lot of people talk about. It's one of the older AI coins, and it's not like the hot, sexy thing. So I just wouldn't really play with it myself. So it's not something I would really pay attention to. But if you have a really good technical setup, yeah, sure, I'm sure it's going to pop off and do well, and people will talk about it, and people will dive in and buy, and you can make money, right? But it's not something that I would really pay much attention to. By the way, someone on TikTok said, take a look at the hyper liquid meme. Is there a hyper liquid meme? Because it's just hyper.
I did see a new meme today that was using the new stablecoin, the USD1. I saw a couple of those pairings, but I didn't see any. What's the hype meme?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hype has been doing so well too, by the way. This thing.
Dana, do I think we can hit new all-time highs by the end of the month for PENGU? Probably not. Probably not, just because you have rate cuts right now. It would really have to like pop off tomorrow and the next day. Sorry, Doug, I spoke over you.
No, it's fine. I think hype is strong. I'm just looking at hype in general. Hype, ideally going to pull back here. Hype's got to hold this $44 level. Do not want hype down here. Hold $44. This pulls back into this 48, 47, 45 is a sweet spot for a bounce, but I don't want it down here because if it loses 44, I think it's coming way down here to like $28.
And that'd be such a good buy.
It would be. That I would definitely be entertaining hype at that point. Because by the way, hype is one of the only other platforms I've used this year outside of just, I use like the Axions of the world, but hype has allowed me to use MetaMask again because I had such a the MetaMask, but like I'm like, oh, this works. This is kind of smooth. It's kind of fast. It kind of feels like Sol a little bit, but the MetaMask aside, the hyper liquid application and the use of it and the depositing tokens, moving tokens off, just kind of how the leverage works, the UI works with the stop losses. It was very, very smooth. I haven't used it in months, but like it was a very nice experience early on for me. It felt like a centralized exchange, but it was with the DEX.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, Doug, I only have so much more time that I can do tonight because fortunately, my girlfriend is coming home from her trip to Florida, and she will be coming through the door in about 10 or 15 minutes or so. So we'll take a few more chart suggestion, guys, or if you have questions. William, can you please, any groups or anything where I can learn about NFTs? Interesting. Groups to learn about NFTs. Are you trying to trade NFTs? Not a game for me to play. I am not someone you want to ask for about trading.
I talk about that
successfully. I'm not your guy. I'll help you learn how to lose almost $100,000 with NFTs if you want to learn that. Teach you.
What I'd maybe do is to start with I don't even know. I've been in those communities in so long. I used to be in the Magic Eden community, the Tensor for Sol, but I don't know if there's like a basic starting point because it really is ecosystem based. For the most part, I would say maybe based on are you someone who uses Ethereum, and maybe then go look at the OpenSeas of the world and kind of just get in their Discord, wherever their communities are, and just ask questions and see what people are talking about. If not, Solana, I go towards your Magic Eden and Tensor. Yeah,
and also I saw this comment here from Bearded. Floki is a meme coin. It's a very large meme coin. Have they added utility at all in any way, shape, or form?
Someone saw Floki this morning too. I don't know if they've had utility. I just always knew Floki as like one of the best at the time. Had spent the most money on marketing than any other meme ever, and just had seen it everywhere. But I'm not aware of any utility. I'm not saying it's not the case, but no idea.
Yeah. Also, this kind of makes me a little bearish, actually. I've seen a ZEBEC commercial today on TikTok, and I'm just like, oh no.
So weird. By the way, same this morning after you left, same tokens, maybe the same people who are asking, which is fine. But the same sequence. You got the ZBAC, you got the Floki were on together, paired together.
Yeah, well, hey, let's take a look at ZEBEC, and then we have PENGU here, and we have BITTENSOR. ZEBEC, PENGU, BITTENSOR.
Let's go flip the screen here again. BITTENSOR. Oh my gosh, what was PENGU said first?
I said ZEBEC.
ZBAC.
You can look at PENGU first.
Too late. Switch over.
Crushed my dream.
ZEBEC still looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know the full ZEBEC chart. I'm watching ZEBEC for a while. ZEBEC. So I don't like this what looks like a very bullish pattern, like this kind of, I'm gonna call it a flag, a symmetrical triangle kind of thing that's here. Usually, and I have a couple instances off the top of my head. There was a Pepe, I want to say last October off the top of my head, roughly had this kind of very similar structure, and like everyone's saying like it's going to do this. Oops, not the wrong pattern here. Do this, and it broke down. You buy ZEBEC to buy ZEBEC if you like ZEBEC, but overall, like this needs to break above like 0044. Otherwise, I think it's coming down.
I think it's going to come down too, but I also think it's not a bad coin dollar cost average.
I would agree with that, because if I understand their use case, and a lot of folks in the TikTok world was talking about it, I think it's a
but it's also what I'm seeing on. I mean, I do like their use case. Then they're the leaders in their space. But I'm also looking at their chart too. So when you're done, I'll share mine as well.
0031 would be my entry. I'll flip to you.
Yeah, flipping over to me. So first of all, this is the weekly time frame. And direct your attention to the bottom of the screen here. The stochastic RSI on the weekly time frame is in oversold territory. That always screams to me, if I like this coin, I'm dollar cost averaging. I don't care if it's going to dip a little bit more. I'm going to dollar cost average, because in a number of months from now, probably going to be higher than where it is currently. However, I do think we do have a drop here, because on the daily time frame, look, we're in this wedge. We're in this wedge, and we got a crap ton of short signals here. Starting on September 1st, and the Moxie indicator here is bearish. So it does look like, based off of that, and the stochastic RSI still has a long way to fall before we get a bottom indicator, this would feel like we're going to break to the bear side. But the bulls are fighting. Like, hey, we got a bullish candle that formed today, actually. That's a bullish hammer candle, which is typically a candle that you see that's going to say, hey, we're going to go to the upside. So we're watching and we're waiting. We're keeping our eyes on ZEBEC. If ZEBEC can ride this bullish hammer candle upwards, get above here and have a bullish breakout, you'd have a really, really nice move to the upside. That would be, even on the conservative side, roughly, a move to 0.008, which is hang on a second. No, where is my label background? Here we go. So I can actually see the percentage move, which is an 82% move to the upside of the top of that breakout. That'd be a crazy, crazy move. But momentum is bearish right now. But it looks like a coin that's probably pretty good to dollar cost average.
I agree with that.
Next up was PENGU.
PENGU.
I have my thoughts on PENGU, and I have a position, but I've become a little less happy with how the chart has gone over the past 32 or 48 hours or so.
So yeah, I wanted PENGU to this move that was up here. I want to see the blue up here. I wanted this to continue up. Like, I wanted this to get above, this to stay above 035 and go sideways.
I thought it wanted to do it so badly.
Yep. Now this breakdown at the moment, like I wouldn't be, we looked at this morning. If PENGU does kind of, drop here, where's my, this and does this, I would even be okay if it did this still. Like, I'm not saying it's going to, but like I would still be a buyer 025 to 02 if it was given, and not be worried about it just because of the project overall. Ideally, we don't lose this kind of like 028, 029 level. This kind of floats here and does recover. But I think if you get opportunities for lower entries, I'd be a buyer. That's how I'm looking at it. But still, hard, still very strong.
I'm looking at it too, but I was like, damn, I really looking at that to hold. But I'll share my chart too, because there's a possibility for a short-term reversal here in PENGU. It's just that I don't know if it has the momentum to do what I thought it was going to. So this chart's a little messy. bear with me. We have that channel here with 2 areas of support. Their Fibonacci retracement tool shows that there's a crap ton of support here between the 55-day exponential and our Fibonacci retracement tool at 3.1 cents, essentially. Okay. And let me just hide this so it becomes clear. We could, be coming up, hold this as support, confirm this as a breakout, and then PENGU blasts upwards, right? I would think that would happen if the market weren't about to head into rate cuts being announced on Wednesday. Kind of makes things a little hard for that to happen, I believe. But we either need to hold the 21-day exponential moving average we're at right now and have a blast off or not, because this is a massive bull flag pattern, the breakout target of which is actually all the way up at between 5.5 to 6.7 cents. But when you get a technical analysis breakout target on an altcoin, if Bitcoin says, I've fallen and I can't get up, guess what? All the coins fall and they refuse to be able to get up no matter what their technical analysis says, because technical analysis isn't some profit, right? It is a tool to give you a better educated guess, but that doesn't mean that you're not susceptible to markets and how they move. And that can mess up the technical analysis target that you have. So that's PENGU. So again, I'm same kind of way. If it dips, I will buy more and lower my average position in it, because I do believe that PENGU will be making an all-time high at some point. I also firmly believe that PENGU will be a top 10 cryptocurrency and will flip Doge one day as the biggest meme coin. So I might not get my pump that I was wanting right now, but I firmly believe in the project.
So I also want to get into this is ETH. I should have pulled up really quick because I see it above on my screen up here. If we were to get that move, that possible move prior, I would want to see it like heading into tonight, if I'm being honest. Or
yeah,
I know everything for the most part moves around like East Coast time. Like in the past, it was not necessarily that. So I'm trying to think how many times where markets have pumped when I'm about to call it a night here. But if ETH can it looks actually a little stronger than Sol. Actually, they both look pretty good.
They both look pretty good.
What's up?
Right now tonight, look like they're pretty good actually.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. It's like if this for me, like he's like, oh, you could chase this right now, but don't chase this. This gets up here and it's able to kind of chill up here for a minute. I could easily argue along here with an invalidation down here. And ideally, then you're looking for somewhere up here. So it's like if I'm
across a bunch of altcoins, including PENGU, including so many of them, they are all oversold on the 4-hour and the 8-hour time frame, signaling to you that a move to the upside in the short term could be right around the corner. And if Ethereum's doing what Ethereum's doing like it is right now, and it's starting to break some resistance, it can hold that support. Yeah. Ethereum up to 4,600 could totally happen. At the same time, like, you'd want to have your Bitcoin move to the upside to close that liquidity we talked about at the beginning of the show up at 120,000. But here's the thing. If Bitcoin gets to 120,000, be really worried that Bitcoin's going to wrap around almost immediately, because there's such a big payday for market makers to drive Bitcoin down to about $106,000. It's so much money. It's billions and billions and billions of dollars. It's too big of a prize to leave all that liquidity there. The market makers aren't going to allow that. So if we do get that move to 120K, all that liquidity further down is going to become super juicy. And I would really expect the second half of September to be a bit of a blood show, a bloodbath. And then you would get your 30% correction in altcoins across the board that we were talking about earlier.
Yep. Now, I'd actually take my comment back about not entertaining a trade, but if we did get up here, I would be considering a short pretty much if it did happen.
And you will find a trade.
Yeah, it's there. But as of the moment, I'm looking at it's so interesting too, by the way. I'm looking at above is the ETH perpetual future versus the spot. So the wicks here are much higher already. So if I'm zooming in on ETH at the moment, this move up, this is short term here. Look at this, has just swept all these highs. So if this is a current 15-minute candle, I don't have my counter here. I don't know why. There it is. Okay. We have 6 minutes left. Be very curious on where this 15-minute candle closes, because as of right now, this is pretty quick, nasty move up here. This is, what is this? 1800? Yes. Say the 15th. 15th. That's what? It's 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 hours ago. So anyone that was up here short, this was a perfect move up and just took out that high from 3 hours ago. But this looks okay for the moment. If this 15-minute candle closes up here, even really like be up here, like above 50, 45, 25, I'd be interested in a possible short-term long. Alternatively, if it just keeps down here, no, don't care, don't want to short, don't want to do anything.
I don't know. On the 8-hour time frame, I'm looking at Ethereum oversold, and it's right on the 55 and 21-day exponential moving average. It looks pretty solid. It is starting to lose its momentum, but it looks like we're getting close to maybe being able to wake up and have tomorrow actually be a nice rally into rate cuts potentially. And then I would be very worried about being all in the market. I'd be very worried about it.
Now, let me ask you, so if nothing happens, if it kind of goes sideways, do you think the downside's different post FOMC if we get that downside?
If it goes sideways, no, but the market just falls out immediately.
Yeah.
If it goes sideways. Excited Stoic made me laugh because there are a few times where I was like, what was the last coin? He was like, it was totally Morpho. It was definitely Morpho. There was another time he goes, oh yeah. Oh, you forgot Morpho. It's like, nah, you've made me chuckle. We'll take a look at Morpho.
Creativity, say it's there.
Yeah.
So Morpho, just like based on all the bullish things you said this morning, like I just don't. It's all right. It just sucks. Like it's almost like no one appreciates what I'm getting alerts for. Nasdaq is popping off right now. That's what I'm getting alerts. Huh?
What, the post market?
Yeah.
The post market trades this late? I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, this.
The other thing you should be worried about is because the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 have just been skyrocketing continuously. Rate cuts will be announced. It's your buy the rumor, sell the news. It's just not happening in crypto, sad. Which goes back to how we started this video of us just being kind of disappointed and sad about crypto's performance in the past 4 days.
Yeah, so during the week, it's only the only hour that the NASDAQ is, from the charts that I follow, the only hours NASDAQ isn't trading is between 5 and 6 p.m. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, wait, we didn't look at BITTENSOR.
Oh, yeah, sorry. And the Morpho.
Sorry.
BITTENSOR? Is that
nesting? It was totally BITTENSOR. Meanwhile, the Stoic.
BitTorrent. What's BITTENSOR? Not BTT? What's BitTorrent?
TAO.
Oh. Come on, make it difficult there. Who's just make the whatever.
Wait, did we come to a decision on Morpho?
No, I kind of skipped the NASDAQ distracted me, so I went there. I didn't look at it yet.
We'll go back to Morpho.
All right, Morpho.
Excited Stoic. We'll go back to Morpho. Excited Stoic goes, the ticker is BitMorpho.
Oh, this is from this morning. Okay, this is another good example of where, for me, it's in that this area of not interest of me. Like,
well, that's a head and shoulders pattern right there.
Excuse me?
That's a head and shoulders pattern. See that the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder? That's a bearish pattern.
This guy here? This guy?
Yeah, although the shoulder I would put a little bit more to the inside. That other.
Oh, this one here, this guy here.
Yeah. Shoulder, head, shoulder, move to the downside. Typically $1.50 would be the target.
So it's so funny you say that, because for me, when I see head and shoulder, like a clear one, this one just like it's a little off.
It's a little off.
I'm actually more inclined to do the opposite of what usually happens. Don't take financial advice. I was like, I'm gonna long here because it seems like it's one of those patterns where it always does the one thing.
Yeah.
But this, to me, I like Morpho better above 225 or below $1.75. This was just nasty. This could look so good.
So gross.
It looks so good. Come up to 250. Everyone's excited. Great. It's like it was,
if I remember correctly, when I counted it, it was 12 daily red candles in a row. If I remember correctly.
Yep. Yep. Basically, yep. That's it.
Yeah.
Like it's not health. This isn't healthy. It's controlled selling. This is not. There's not really up and down. It's just like, nope, it's going down. Sorry, it's going down.
But that's one reason why I'm like, maybe it should pump, because that's such like manufactured selling.
Yep.
It's manufactured selling. Like, it's not how a market's supposed to work.
So again, this is a solid project. We have, I think we can agree on that in general. We have the TVL at 12 billion. Earlier today, we got that stat. Right. If I had $100 here and I wanted to throw in it, I'm like, hey, maybe I buy $25 worth right now and then wait for the next move. Like, again, above or below, because in the end, you're not buying Morpho to say, hey, I want it to go to $3. You're probably buying more for like, I want it to go to $6, $7. Right. So,
Yeah.
so it's the difference of you buying it at for me, $2.25 versus $1.75. I don't care. So that's just me.
Yeah, I love Morpho. I also love, in a similar fashion, but a little bit less, but they're doing great too, Maple Finance or Syrup. But I love Morpho because they're the lending protocol that I see really positioning themselves for institutional adoption across traditional financial companies. I don't see anyone else doing it the way I see Morpho doing it. So like one day, I am fully expecting there to be an announcement that's like, Fidelity is incorporating Morpho technology, and then you're going to see Morpho 2x in a single day.
Yep. And don't buy it that day. Don't buy
it that day. Maybe short.
Yeah.
Maybe short after getting one nice wick there, right? But I'm fully expecting that kind of announcement one day. Maybe we don't get it for a year, but I think we get it. Particularly because Fidelity's like, they're trailblazers, man.
Yeah.
TradFi world, they've been fucking around with crypto for a long time.
Funny, I was going to work there way back in the day, and I didn't take the opportunity. And I kind of, if I was staying in the financial, that world, would have been great. But whatever.
Yep. Well, guys, I have to get running. My girlfriend's going to come through those doors any second now, and I am going to welcome her with open arms and full attention. So let us know if you guys have any other final questions. We won't do any more charts right now. We're going to end it there. Doug, do you have any final thoughts before we ride our dogs and ponies off into the sunset?
Sit on your hands. Sit on your hands. Just watch. Because you want to survive. If we get this, I keep calling it everyone's a genius season, where it's just like, hey, things become very easy. Because right now, I'm sure it's been frustrating for the last couple of weeks, even possibly months. If we get this really nice end to a bull market, or possibly a longer bull market, you want to have capital then. So right now, your number one goal is preservation of capital. Do not get chopped. Chill. If you have new positions, wait and just manage your old positions. Have a plan for if they do get one of these bigger pullbacks, and then basically have those that dry powder to start building some positions, but have a plan prior where you want to buy. But as of right now, like, I'm just watching. That's all.
Yeah. We didn't really thoroughly go over BitTensor Tau, so let me have that be my final thought for you. So I'm going to share my screen. And if I look at BitTensor Tau, actually, this is on Coinbase's charts. This isn't the full price history here, so this isn't the best chart to be using, but it's the one I have. It is actually trying to break bullishly out of this massive wedge pattern that it's in. Had a false bullish breakout here, tested again, false bullish breakout here, but like this top line of resistance should be getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Now, if we zoom in, let me expand this. Wow, we're slammed up against the 21-day, the 12-day exponential moving averages, and the 200 simple moving average, and we're directly below the 200 exponential moving average, and we're directly below this line of resistance here. Tau is about to move in a very, very, very big way. This is a coiled spring, and if we zoom in on the 8-hour time frame, I see us actually having bullish momentum right now because of the Moxie indicator, and we're very oversold on the stochastic RSI. If Tau can get above, let's see, let me get a price point for you guys. Basically $347.60, or really if it can get above the 200 exponential moving average on the 8-hour, $353, you could see a very big move for Tau to the upside, actually. The breakout target of this would be, if the market allows it to happen, we'll see. But the breakout target of this from a technical analysis standpoint would be $547. That'd be a move of 56% to the upside. However, if the current price level that it's at right now, if it does not hold throughout the end of this day, you could see Tau fall to at least 304, but probably $275 is what I'd be looking at. So like it's coiled up for a big move. You're going to get a big move in Tau, depending on market conditions. So that's my final thoughts. But guys, also this week's going to be crazy. Rate decisions, rate cuts are going to get announced most likely. The triple witching day on Friday. Volumes are going to be 2x potentially. Volatility in the day to the upside and downside is going to be increased by 30 to 50%. It's going to be a nuts week, guys. So protect yourself, manage your risk, and don't bet your rent money. And that's everything, guys. So thank you so much for coming in. This evening, I'll be live again in the morning, as always, with Evan, and this time not Alex, because I think he's out for the whole week, which is sad. But yeah, we'll be talking markets, shooting the shit, doing all that kind of stuff, guys. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your requests and questions. You guys make this show awesome. Live streams are sick. Everybody, I hope you have a good rest of your evening. Do good things. Be good people. Make a bunch of money. See y'all later.